Sergio Perez says his enduring contract with Red Bull explains why he's not been jettisoned from the squad, despite mounting calls for him to be replaced at the top team following Mexico. Red Bull extended Checo's contract in early June, taking him through to the end of 2026. But the move has failed to inspire the veteran Mexican, with his last podium 6 months ago in China. Perez, though, says the deal proves that the squad believes in him and that he's not going anywhere in 2025, despite growing rumors that RB's Liam Lawson is set to replace him.
In the end, I'm part of a team, part of an organization. And imagine you've been with the best team in the world for 4 years, and they've just renewed you for 2 more years. So in the end, they value my work and what I do there, and that's why I'm still there.
It'll be all eyes on Qatar next month, with the FIA planning to introduce a reworded F1 racing guidelines document there, following controversies in Austin and Mexico, where Red Bull's Max Verstappen was handed multiple penalties for running rivals off track. It's understood that changes have already been approved, with the final wording needed to be signed off by the Grand Prix Drivers Association. McLaren's hopes of getting Lando Norris's Austin penalty overturned were dashed in Mexico, with the team's request for a right of review thrown out given there was no new significant and relevant new element. Norris finished third on the road but dropped down to fourth after he was handed a 5-second time penalty for passing Red Bull's Max Verstappen off track 4 laps from home at turn 12. With the steward's report stating that Car 4 was overtaking Car 1 on the outside, but was not level with Car 1 at the apex. Therefore, under the driving standards guidelines, Car 4 had lost the right to the corner. But McLaren's assertion that the document was wrong and that Norris was actually ahead into the braking zone wasn't seen as a new element and was therefore rejected. Two-time F1 world champion Fernando Alonso says that he will make a decision on whether to retire from the sport in 2026. The Spaniard reached a record 400 Grand Prix appearances in Mexico, with his 400th start set for Qatar. But Alonso said to F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, he's yet to decide whether he will prolong his retirement, despite Adrian Newey joining the team next year as managing technical partner in a bid to boost Aston Martin's competitiveness.
Obviously, I will race 25, 26. And then in 26, I think I will see how I feel, how motivated I am, and I will discuss it for sure with Lawrence and with Adrian eventually, what will be the best for the team. I have a long-term commitment with Aston. I will be working for Aston for many years, behind the wheel or in a different position.
Sauber has reportedly U-turned on its decision regarding its second 2025 seat, with youth now the target for a likely straight fight between Williams standout Franco Colapinto and F2 star Gabriel Bortoleto. Current Sauber racer Valtteri Bottas was previously thought to be in pole position for 2025's final open seat with terms agreed, but the team has allegedly since changed its mind. With another difficult season ahead as it transitions to Audi from 2026. But it's understood that while Colapinto and Bortoleto are available, the Swiss squad only wants them if they're also contractually free. Regardless, Sauber, with rare market power, has a luxurious choice for 2025, said F1 TV commentator Alex Jakes to official podcast F1 Nation.
For Sauber to have a choice between a potential F3 and back-to-back F2 champion and a driver who has found another gear of just instinct has been superb behind the wheel, that is a luxurious choice in a really tricky season for them, and they can't really go wrong. And the other choice, if they don't fancy that, is a 10-time Grand Prix winner.
McLaren star Oscar Piastri has rejected rumors that his manager Mark Webber is intensively seeking conversation with Red Bull to organize a future switch, with the Australian stating he's happy where he is. Piastri is already seen as a future world champion, just 42 races into his career, having shown the world his raw speed and killer instinct with 2 wins banked in Hungary and Azerbaijan. But while Piastri is locked in at McLaren to the end of 2026, rumors that he could replace either Max Verstappen or Sergio Perez have swirled as the squad scouts for its next star. Piastri, though, has poured cold water on Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko's latest comments, with the Australian staying loyal to the McLaren team that gave him his opportunity in F1. I think we all know that Helmut says a lot of things in the press. As far as I'm aware, there's no truth to it, Piastri said. Williams driver Franco Colapinto says all of Latin and South America has united behind him on the back of his standout performances and push for a full-time Sauber seat in 2025. Colapinto has proved a revelation since replacing Logan Sargent from the Italian Grand Prix, with the 23-year-old straight up to speed and with points scored at 2 of his first 5 races, with his best result 4 points for 8th place in Azerbaijan. As a result, the Argentine has experienced massive interest from not just the F1 paddock, but Latin and South America, especially the fans, who are all backing him in his quest. They are extremely insane, and in only a couple of races they have gone crazy, and the support that they have, honestly, I haven't seen it for any other driver so far, he said. Valtteri Bottas says he's open to rejoining Mercedes in a non-racing role, should he not retain his Sauber drive in 2025. The Finn was previously understood to be close to signing a new deal with the transitioning Swiss squad, which would have put him alongside fellow veteran Nico Hülkenberg. But reports say the team is now opting for new blood, which could leave him out in the cold. Bottas, though, says he's still got options, including a return to Mercedes as a test and reserve driver. Of course, as I don't have anything signed, we are in October. I've got to look at all the alternatives, including going back to Mercedes, Bottas said. Mercedes technical director James Allison says he's confident the car's Austin upgrade, dubbed Update 19, is a good one, despite the fact the US Grand Prix was a nightmare for the team. The Silver Arrows brought the final components to the W15 in Texas, but while both drivers endured crashes throughout the weekend, including Lewis Hamilton on lap 3 of the Grand Prix, the team says that it's likely due to setup, which affected handling.
We don't know for certain. All the things we measured suggested that the upgrade package was behaving as we would expect. The downforce was there. We didn't see prior to the spins anything breaking down on the flow structures under the car. So I think there's every reason to think that she's a good one, and we'll enjoy that for the remainder of the year.
Aston Martin's driver ambassador Jessica Hawkins was handed her Days of Thunder moment ahead of the Mexico City Grand Prix, with the Brit in North Carolina for a run in a special Valvoline Global 2-seater NASCAR at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Joined by 4-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon, Hawkins was first given time in the Hendricks Motorsports Simulator, before some passenger laps on track with the series icon. Hawkins was then unleashed on her own, with Gordon coaching her on radio throughout the experience.
This is raw, this is motorsport, and it's big muscle cars, raw speed, heavy cars.
And Gordon was impressed by the young Brit's talent.
I thought she did excellent. You know, this is not an easy car to transition into. You know, there's so much to take in and learn from the transmission being different than anything else, the braking ability. This car doesn't have a ton of downforce, but it has a lot of power. So also managing the wheel spin.
Hawkins is the second ever British female racer to have driven NASCAR and F1 cars after Catherine Legg, having tested Aston Martin's AMR 21 at Budapest's Hungaroring in September 2023. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.